legal advice.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Yeah, so what it is, it's just a matter of understanding. It's the language that gets us and the language that undoes it. The word on the front of that book was understand, and that when a police officer says that, do you understand? It's coming from Black's Law Dictionary. It's not English, it's a legalese. So you're thinking we're speaking English? No, you're contracting. You're contracting by ignorance, by saying nothing. You're contracting by arguing. You're contracting by agreeing. So the only way to get out of it is to ask questions. Ask, where's their authority? Who get you? That's it. You just questions with questions, and they can't handle questions. So what happens? See, I got pulled over unlicensed, unregistered along Logan Motorway last July, and I was travelling, and I had original Sovereign Tribal Federation certificate, half of it, and I had a copyright of my name certificate. And I won't keep it long, but he only had 3 times to ask one question, and I beat them 3 times on my driver's license. And then they offered me a contract of where should we send unregistered ticket, and where do you live? And I said, I don't live anywhere. And then they said, oh, come on, mate, you live at this address, because I gave them the copyright claim schedule. And I said, they said, where do you send it? And I said, oh, you can send it anywhere you want to. And the fact is, they won't go to the 3rd question. They said after that second, they said, go straight home. And I'm going, oh my God. So you don't need any paperwork to beat them at the window. All you need to do is say no questions, no questions, no questions 3 times, and they'll move on. 3 times, they'll move on. So it's a matter of understanding where you stand and where they stand, because they all have ends. They're all businesses and they're all registered exactly like McDonald's. And so what's on your screen right now is a document I served the courts. It's the 12 presumptions of law. And because the presumption of law is literally connected, is based on a probability. He probably did it. And that's from the Oxford Dictionary, you see. So you get them with the language against them. And so everything's a uniform commercial code. And so there's no contract if there's no victim. There is no victim, there is no crime. So with the books, I'll quickly just scan through it, but they're just in depth. This is all, but it's concise as much as I could sort of layman term it, if you know what I mean. So this is regarding sovereignty, and they're all maxims that you put into your truth, you see, and they go into the legal once you've got the maxim connecting legal to law. So what gives them authority? Your signature over the dotted line. So the dotted line gives the government authority over your life, because you don't know what the dots are. What are the dots? The dots, well, they're 2 words. They're not dots. They're 2 words, you see. They're micro print written on all the checks. Everything you see in a legal world on the bank, they're all micro print. And it says authorized representative, or a microprint security, or original document, authorized signature. So you can't see it. It's so tiny. So that's how they get us. The dotted line. They say you don't read the fine print because you need a bloody microscope. But see, you can get them back. That's the thing. You write that under your signature, everything goes back on them. And that's the key, the language and how you present yourself. Because I had to go to court and present myself, and I walked out of the courts and I wrote under duress under my signature. And that exactly means authorized representative. And what it is, it's UCC laws. That means UCC 1308, and so does under duress, and so does V.C. They're all tricks of language. So that's what I teach you, exactly what to do, because we don't know this. And I've taught this, I've researched this for 20 years. And so our birth certificate, it's worth a lot of money. And so I can help you guys. That's what I'm here for, to just take you down the track slowly, because you know, you got to fill in a form. By you filling it, you're actually creating the document itself. Without your signature, it's actually nothing. So you can undo all that, literally, because it's a contract that you don't know about. And once you undo it, it's amazing what you can do. So what I'll show you next is some documents that I have. See, first of all, the first Zoom meeting is always about protection. Protection. These are all your protection certificates. This is the one I served in the court, 12 presumptions of law, formal challenge, because there's a probability, you know, research is because it's real and it's fun. And I don't know why it sticks in my head because, but you know, there's no guilt if there's no probability. You know, it's a probability. It's ridiculous, you know. So I have this. This is what I got pulled over with, unlicensed, unregistered. It comes on this screen. I got joined this about 2 months before. I only had half of it, the front half, and see, they're all agents. You see, agents of corporations. So, and this is a trust. We all have a trust, and this is what it's backed by. So this protects your body. You see, so and so it's backed by UCC laws. This document was getting people through across the borders during lockdown because the police understand uniform commercial codes because they wear a uniform. And so that document there, which is, I was tripping when I saw it. So what I do is, this one's another document. I just found this yesterday. This is going to the Albanese. So this one literally takes back your name. See how it's all in capital letters? That's the trap. The capital letters is all dog Latin. It's not proper English. If you're going to have proper English with capital letters, it's got to be hyphenated. And so they've tricked us with this language. Excuse me. So all these documents take back your name. See, from Mr. Jones to from Mr. Jones. So it's an affidavit of response to taking back the fraud, because this one has failed to provide with the verified rebuttal. So I found this of going, oh my God. So you've got to take it to a public notary. His seal is the equivalent to the Pope, because King Henry VIII joined the Pope back in 1300, sorry. And the Pope had, sorry, the King had notaries running around, and so the Catholic Church joined the English, and so they just wondered about the notaries. So they have the seal of the Pope. So anytime you seal something, that's the highest seal is him. So this gets sent to Albanese, taking back your name on one document. And that's what I'm about. I love documents. I'm a document hoarder, and lawyers are liars. That's all it comes down to. I've challenged lawyers in their offices a few times just for fun. But, and these are the other one. This is a good one. I found this is out of the pack. And I had a talk with Ramona. She said this might be wrong, but that's what I'm here for. If I'm wrong, I want to be wrong and be taught how to do it. But I had a discussion, because this is from the straw man to the straw man, but that's okay. We go down this path together. And so these, I got this one, which you guys won't be getting this one. It's a bit too dangerous, but I needed it because this one is pretty serious. It gives you the power of the king, but that's okay because if you know how to use it. So essentially, I'm here to help you guys pay all your home loans, because I'll show you the bank loan documents, because I found these because these are all protections certificates. This one shows you how to use your original sovereign tribal federation certificate step by step, how to process it, and because that's what I'm here for, is to protect you first, because if you go into this alone, they hammer you, and that's why I didn't do it 20 years ago. I just you know, time and place. And so this is the bank loans, and this worked 27 years ago. I know 2 sheriffs personally who've done this, and I've got 2 other people doing it right now. And what it is, it virtually copyrights your name in a legal sense, in the lawful sense on the common law, and it turns the bank manager's assets into yours if he goes against this template. And Mary Elizabeth Croft, she did 30 years of research, and they did this book backed on her research, proving the fraud. It's all fraud, you see. So this forms a tacit agreement in this book. Once you send it the first letter, you stop paying your home loan. And because 10 days later you send the second letter, and 10 days later it sends the third letter, and that forms a tacit agreement. They can't answer these questions. They will never sign this document, and your debt's already prepaid. So they're not going to cry because they've already been paid, you see. So I've been sitting on this for 20 years, this document, and it owes me 20 years of knowledge. And so I'm giving it all away for free. And because I can't use it, I've got bad credit, but I've helped other people already. And so I'll show you this little video. In this
Court Judge Hugh, and what he's going to tell us is what are the documents that you folks out there need to give us to be able to remove your mortgage, or be it debt pledge. So Hugh, tell us, what is it that the people in Australia, what type of documents do the people in Australia need to give you in order to carry this out?
Hi, everyone. Yes, there are 4 main pieces of documents. I will just name them. The first one is the mortgage document. The second one is a memorandum of common provisions. The third one will be the loan agreement document. And the last one will be the general terms. Now, let me go through each one of them in more detail. So the first one, called the mortgage document, it's usually about 2 or 3 pages that specifies the land lot number of the development plan.
Can you say that last bit again, and would you have an example?
This piece of document specifies the land lot number that your house and property has been built on. This is where the mortgagee and mortgagor sign and witness by a third person. Okay, it's a very crucial document that they use to have a claim, a fictitious claim on your land, that is.
Can I just explore one thing with you?
Yeah.
Which is, you said a third person witnesses. Oh, who is that third person? I take it it's not the so-called bank or the person with the debt pledge. It's somebody else?
Somebody else. That the bank chose. So
Just quickly.
usually it's the document.
Yeah, it's a bit long, but it just
processing
explains
clerk.
what I've got in my documents.
Can you just stop a little bit?
Yeah. And
Okay, so I don't know if you guys want to watch that. That's completely
it's
fine
a
with
bit
me.
long for
But
you.
we got
But what I was
no, that's okay. I just want to let you know that there is some of the members are actually part of the Marcus and Christopher group. Like I'm part of it. We got a couple of
that's just the video explaining.
members. So I don't know if you guys want to watch it. That's fine.
But
if you
I'll go
if
through my
you don't,
documents
just
anyway.
it's
watch it.
more important because this one they can watch it online as well. So if you just
that's a good idea.
want to give information, it's probably better.
Yeah.
If you
So what
don't
I'll
mind.
do is
Sorry,
I'll-
love.
No, thank you for that. So what I've got is all this, I've got thousands of documents. This is all education, like the Bill of Exchange Act, the birth certificate story, the Bretton Woods Agreement, defining money in itself. The Pope, the Pope signed a letter called the Apostolic Letter. And so that's how the divine sovereign decree was based off him writing this letter saying motu proprio, mother of his responses. And he made all the criminal cartels liable for taking our birth certificate, and that's how Original Sovereign Tribal Federation was backed by him writing this letter. So I take you through the whole education of how we got here, the Banker's Manual, the baby slave trade. That takes you back to canon laws, right back through the history of where they joined, 1500, sorry, it was. And so all my books, I've got 4 or 5 books. So you get 2 books for the first month. The second month you get this other book which explains exactly how to do your you pay your bills, because you got to understand how to get there first. And then this is a book I wrote called Problem, Reaction, Solution. It explains in 1933 how the gold was removed, and so what they did, that's in the paper, they called an embargo on the gold, and they cancelled the constitution. So they created fiat currency, which is based on nothing. And so solution, every public debt was to be paid by using accepted for value. So this was the exact card they issued to people, and explains how to discharge your debt using your Centrelink number and your capital letters name. And it's backed by House of Joint Resolution, Section 1641. So it's all 100% lawful what we're doing. It's illegal what they're doing. So this is by accepting the value of the bill.
Just quickly.
Yeah.
Quickly, if you can go back to this one. So when you talk about this discharge, can you just go back, please?
Yeah.
Yep. So discharge your debt. Now go up a little bit so the guys can see the screen. Okay. So how to discharge debt using accepted for value. Now the question is, no, go back. Just go back where you were discharge when you talk about discharge. Further down. Yeah, further down. Yep. How to discharge debt using ever. So if you can go down a little bit. Now, the question is, if anyone would like to use this one, do you have to, no, just go back. Not this one. If you go back, the discharge
That
debt.
one?
No.
Yeah.
Further up, the brown one. I'm talking about the brown one.
So that's the beginning of the book, that one. This is just the book I've written.
Yeah. So if you go up. So just leave the screen. Go up a little bit. No. Go back.
Down?
Further down. Just the brown one where you had to discharge the debt.
Oh,
Further down.
that
Okay, this one. So stay here. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, stay here. So when you're using this one, do you have to have the UCC filing? This is the question.
No. Because there is no gold, there is no way to pay, and that's by law. In the book, there's a third book written, and it's actually got the stock exchange stating how we can discharge debt with Social Security accounts. And it goes through, because the UCC1 is a financing statement. Once you've done that, they stop sending you bills. They don't send you bills once you've done UCC1. So before you get UCC1, you do all this, and that's getting into the private is UCC1, and while you're in the public, this is lawful. And what I found out, which I'll show you later, is you can send an electronic instrument that they've sent you an email. You can send it back to them. You don't have to register mail, because that's what I was saying before. When I found the stock exchange paperwork, their protocols you can send your emails back to them paying your bills. So this is a House of Joint Resolution 192 and Uniform Commercial Code. So this is a stamp this is the same as one I had before, I showed you before, where you run your electricity through because this is just a photograph of it, but you turn it around on an angle, you put your Centrelink number in it, your tax file number, you autograph it, and you put the amount in there somewhere. This one's, so you've got lots of these in my computer, and you just run them straight through. So this book tells you exactly why. We've taken the gold out of circulation, issuing Social Security exemption accounts for people to pay the A4B with their signature and Social Security account. That's the Social Security card account again. You lose that, they can take your money, you see, and that's why they give us Social Security. They're taking the gold, giving us Social Security. But we've been up railroaded, you see. So this is the gold window was closed in Australia in 1971. This is the illusion of money. That's the dotted line, you see. But money is based on our time and energy and labor, nothing else. It's gold is gone. So you don't have to pay anything.
Just quickly, Paul.
Yep.
Quickly, Paul. Sorry, I don't know if you're reading the chat. Charles is just asking, what if you don't have a Centrelink number?
It's your birth certificate account. Every Western country's got this. So your Centrelink number is connected to your birth certificate account. So the private people don't get birth certificates, you see. They're born with trust accounts and they move from trust to trust. They live out of the private into the private realm. We're living in the public, but we can go to the private if you've got the information, you see. So this is how you pay all your private bills from your private bank account that we don't know about. So, and this is connected to my birth certificate account again. So, and this is a promissory note because every single $20 note or $2 coin, it's a promise to pay. It's not gold. If there's no gold, it's not paid. So this is how you literally used to pay. Turn this into a $50 note. You can turn it into a $50,000 note just by putting your Centrelink number right there, or Social Security number, sorry, or tax file number, or birth certificate account, because they're all connected to the straw man, you see. This is a promissory note to pay. There's no gold, nothing's paid. And that's where the legal name fraud comes into it, because they're taking it out of our birth certificate accounts by using that all capital letter name, you see. So this goes right through it's a story of how you got the problem reaction solution. The bank cannot issue its own credit. It doesn't have the right or doesn't have the gold to do that, you see. So that's another story. It just
Tony's got a
reinforces.
question for you, Paul, please.
Yep.
Paul, Tony's got a question for you. He's got his hands up for a while, sorry. Yeah.
Sorry, I'll pull that across. I'm not looking at it. Sorry. Okay, sorry, Tony. Tony, do I have to unmute him or something?
Question number one: How does money and currency differ? We need to establish those two terms, and they need to be clarified that they are different, and we can't use them interchangeably because it adds to the confusion, and it can be very dangerous if we do so. Secondly, money is not created, or currency or credit is not created out of thin air. It's not created out of nothing. It is backed by something. We are the creditors.
It's created out of debt. I said that. I did say that.
Created, the creditors that are backing it are the citizens, or the heirs to the citizens, the heirs and successors to that dead placenta. We need to be very clear on that, because who can borrow money from the IMF? It's not me. It's not me and you, but the government can. There is a relationship there, and there is value attached to that. It's not out of nothing. It's all calculated. The treasurers are not. They're not bunnies. They're there for a reason.
Thank you. Any more questions?
So just one speaking, please. Okay. Now mute yourself if you're not speaking. If you would like to talk, please put up your hands, okay, or just ask when he.
And if we can just let James back in, I vouch for him totally. I can indemnify him.
Yeah, but under what name he's trying to come in? Like,
well,
if you're not
he was suggested to come back in because he got kicked out belligerently by he was suggested to come back in as Paul. Let me have a look. Give me 1 second.
I've got Jeff T and Donna, but I don't know who they are. So if you don't know who they are, I'm not
It would be under Paul Netherclift.
No,
Netherclift.
no. Okay, Paul,
Yeah.
just keep going. No, it's not here.
No
Sorry.
worries. Okay. So my word means nothing.
Okay. So essentially, these are your documents you need for your security. I've got all these. You copy it all. You have your security first because you got to know where you stand. And I've done this for 10 months for my housemate. She got away with Red Joe. She's got away with she's done the process that I've taught her. And I've been traveling for 2 years, unlicensed myself. And I offer all my documents for free. All I'm asking is $50 a month. The first 2 months, you get 2 of my storybooks for free. The second month, you get the accepted value. You get to pay your first bill the second month. And after that, we go down the road of UCC because I've got all the documents for that. I've found them in the last month. And so I know my stuff. I just got to have your trust that I know that I'm doing. So I'm going there anyway. I'm taking everybody with me. These are all the documents that I've got. Templates, all self to self. They're all UCC laws, you see. So you take back your own name. You get these notarized, and so that's what I'm offering. And if you guys want to learn more now, I can show you what else I've got, because I've been hoarding this stuff for a long time, and so it's not hard once you know it. You just got to get your head around it that you can do it. And so my housemate's been scared, but I've told her how to do it, and she's not scared anymore. And the other sheriffs got out of 44 grand between them with the bank loan because they call the fraud. You see, the bankers get scared when you call the fraud. This is exactly how you file your UCCs. You know, I'm a hoarder of documents. I haven't actually opened up all my documents, and so if you're happy to come down the road along with me, and just give me an email tonight, uccboy@protonmail.com, and I'll give you the details from there. So, but I'm happy to keep showing you my documents. I've got so much to show, it's crazy. And like I go down every other road too. I have I don't like Rabbit Hole, but like Lex Mercatoria. Lex Mercatoria is what they use in the courts to take a civil claim, because every single court case is civil, and then they turn it into criminal by using Lex Mercatoria. Lex Mercatoria.
Oh, thanks.
Lex Mercatoria is court cases open and shut within 2 high tides. So while the bloke's sitting downstairs in the holding cell, they've turned it into from civil to criminal, and then they keep them in the holding cells and they turn it from criminal to your home loan securities. And that's how they get him on the clearance houses and Australian clearance houses of Securities and Exchange Commission. And so, yeah, I've got a lot to teach people, and I'm very happy to do it. But the first thing is always protection. So I'm offering 2 Zoom meetings a week, 6 hours. So you get 4 lots of 6 hours a month and 2 lots of books for $50 a month.
Oh,
Can you just go back? Can you just go back on the signature?
it's all right. It's all right. I know.
No. I want to see that. So, is that Jacamara?
Yeah. So having this in your hand is your certificate of protection, and I've got this is the template. So I edit your name into that, and then you've got a certificate of protection to have in your hot little hands. Because I got pulled over unlicensed, unregistered with this just by itself. So I'm offering all my documents for free because I don't believe in. And I just thought, well, I'll just throw me books in too. I was going to sell me books for $50 each, but nah, stuff it. Just $50 and you get everything for a month. But you don't get to pay a bill for the first month because it's too dangerous. I'll take you down the protection road, because this book takes you right through the UCC. This is the PPSR, Personal Private Security Registry. So this is where you put your UCC once you've done it into the first financing statement. You put it into here. This is the government accepting you as a private person, right? So once you've done that, you go, this is the actual website. So I'll put these into the book so you can follow word for word of the website. So, you know, I'll put 20 years worth of knowledge into this, or 25, I don't mind, but I've loved every minute of it. So everything's for free, just a subscription. I'm making a website. It's called mykindoffreedom.com.au. It's not up yet. I'm just making it right now. And so there'll be a subscription to that monthly, but I'm sort of getting it out there at the moment. I haven't
Paul,
completed the website. Yeah,
do you have modules?
sorry,
Do you have models?
models.
Like you choose one model, you teach it for 2-3 weeks.
Module.
Modules, yeah, absolutely, yeah, absolutely, yeah. That's the books, the books, yeah. Because the first one is protection. You see, you got to do your protection first. So you got to understand why you have protection, and then you do your education of your history, your education of your language, and then you do your understanding of the accepting for value. So that's the process. There's 4 modules right there. And this is the first one, which is just introduction of everything that. Because this is a good one to get to. This is a stuff, but yeah. So protection first, always protection, and then we go through.
So what is in your protection? What do you mean by? Sorry, I'm just asking for like in general. What do you mean by protection? So what is in the protection? Like what do you need to be? What do you need to do to be protected? I'm just like, what is like? Okay, that's probably your first.
All these documents. So you got
so
your
what,
power
like you got the affidavit, asseveration for nativity certificate, probably tribal, common law, copyright. You have to do your copyright, power of attorney. Now with the power of attorney, do you actually give it to your mom? Do you actually get the power?
No, that's a nativity. I've got that too. Nativity one, that's a good one to have. I can't do that. My mum passed away. But the power of attorney over your birth certificate is to yourself. That's claiming you're straw man, you see. You've got to claim your power.
So the reason I'm asking, Paul, just for the clarity, okay? Like I'm just asking because it's even clarifying for myself as well and clarifying for the men and women who are here.
Yeah, that was a bit confusing the other night. This is the part
so the power of attorney, right? You got the debtor and the grantor, right? So you got the I, John B. Doe. Okay. So here you're talking about the debtor, which is always going to stay the debtor because need to pay the national debt off, which is the straw man, right? So so the dad is giving the power of attorney to the living man or the living woman. Is that right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay. You're gonna send it by register post, right? So you're giving them 28 days. Sorry.
See, this is part of the freedom keys. I've just taken it out as part of your protection already. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, but I'm just clarifying a few things, like because this is in the reclaiming your security, CUSIP numbers and all that stuff, right?
Correct.
So you're giving that's pretty much like the common law copyright as well, because you need to send the dad needs to send it to the live one. Oh no, sorry. The live is sending it to the dad. No, the dad saying it to the live one. No, another way around. Is it hard? Because the dad cannot rebut it.
Yeah, you're sealing your contract of that. There's 7 or 8. Sorry, there's probably 10, 12 documents in the first set of keys. And that's just one of them. I've taken out of it just to give people more.
So what are you saying? What are you saying, Paul? Paul, I just want to clarify because I think most of the men and women, like you went through pretty quickly, and I don't think so they got it.
Yeah, what I'm offering
I don't think so. Like I know what you're offering, but they need to get a little bit of introduction, okay? Because otherwise it's too much. They get overwhelmed and like, nah. I cannot do it.
Well, that's what the books are about. The books are helping them understand where we're at in the world. There's 2 worlds. There's the legal and there's the law. the legal is fiction and the law is truth. And that's all there is. There's I've got heaps of videos, you see, that I'll just play a video which will help. Because
Okay, so basically, okay, you got whatever, I don't know how many models, you got the models, and you know, how long does it take to finish your models, example?
Oh, 1 week.
Most people never heard.
Only 1 week.
Don't even
It's just to get your paperwork. You got to follow my process of how you do your paperwork. You got to, some of them you got to put a thumbprint on, some of them you got to use purple print. It's just a matter of knowing how you do the paperwork. So this is
on the back of the
so
security card in red.
I used to have a social security number actually.
Serial
when I lived in
of
America.
your stock. And this is why if you're wealthy, you are preferred stock.
so just play together.
That's Jordan Maxwell.
But you are a stock. Now this is something I want you to understand. And you need to listen carefully because this is profoundly important. Most people have never heard this and don't even understand what I'm trying to say. So try and follow what I'm going to tell you. On the back of the social security card will be numbers
Okay,
in
so
red.
this is Jordan Maxwell, guys. Like he's absolutely fantastic. You know,
Numbers on the back of the social security card in red designate your body. It is the serial of your stock. And this is why if you're wealthy, you are preferred stock. If you're poor, you are common stock. But you are a stock on the stock market. Your body is bought and sold through the use of your birth certificate.
So that was Jordan Maxwell. Yeah, Jordan Maxwell has got a lot of good stuff to listen. Slavery, above stating conditions. Yeah. All right, so anyone got some questions or need some more clarification what was just Paul talking about? If you got any question or you need further clarification, then you know, please ask.
I've got heaps of videos to watch. Just what I'm doing is educating people into the process of knowing that you don't need to pay a single bill ever, and you never have. I remember as a child that they used to pay with postage stamps, and I vaguely I can't remember, but that's exactly what you're doing now. I'm going to teach you how to. Oh, this is a good one. This is a good little
It
video.
is very clear that the head of the snake is the financial system. We can argue till the end of time about
The last
who
battle.
runs the world. Is it the Jesuits? Is it the reptilians? Is it the Illuminati? Is it the Freemasons?
no,
We could go on and on and on and on about this. But I don't think it is reasonable to even.
Yeah, we'll try this one. These are, I've got so much to help people with because it's a deep hole, you see, and I've been there 20, 30 years, so this is good.
So basically
This
that
is a
guy that was just speaking before, that one is from Europe, The Last Battle. It's 15 hours movie. And if you haven't watched it, I strongly recommend you to do, to comprehend what's happening, how long is going back, why is it going back there. Europe, The Last Battle. It's a 15 hours movie. You can watch it in BitChute.
Hello.
Don't finish my fuel.
Yeah.
I can see the fuel alarm from outside. Oh, you're
Okay.
in the phone?
Winmore's got actually got a question. Okay.
How you going, Paul? I mean, you can pause that or not. Let me
Yep,
put your video
we
on
can
so
hear
you can see me. Can you see me? I'm a real bloke, honest, work in a workshop all day. We got a we're setting up a PMA and an irrevocable trust under a friend of myself and Mona's. She's just been eye-opened by our good friend to the knowledge you're actually sharing a lot of today, and we'd like to thank you for that. What when you say $50 a month, I mean, how long is it going to go on for? How quickly are you going to release documents? Because at the end of the day, we're all trying to get to that position where they cannot touch us. You know, we want to be the awoken first. We want to be secured party creditors.
Paul, can you hear?
Can you hear me, Paul?
Paul?
He might be.
Hang on. Sorry. Yep, sorry. Yeah, after one payment of $50, you get 2 books. You get all my paperwork for free. All my paperwork's for free. You get to pay your electricity for the rest of your life for $50.
Yeah, no. I mean, I see what you're saying. My concern is I see we're going to go gold back fairly soon. So what we're looking at now, what we're researching now, could be absolutely null and void within months, 6 months, 12 months. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm at the wrong end of the stick getting this out there, but the UCC I've got all the UCC files. I'll show you right now.
I mean, we did the UCC meeting last week, and we're about to, you know, go and put a load of us through it in the very near future. We've been researching it. We've got many copies, many examples. So we're a way down the track that you're looking. You've got far more than we have. You've obviously had a lot more time on your hands than me. I just love helping people. I love fixing shit. That's my joy.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, some people like sitting on a computer. I like fixing shit. I like making shit. You know, that's me. What you've done here is quite you know, quite amazing. Well, I don't want to say amazing, that's a bad word. Dreadful, stupefied, whatever it is. Quite unbelievable. You have done a massive amount of research, and you've done a massive amount of work.
What the fuck do I do with this?
Who's got a mic open? Is that you, Mona?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my apologies. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
No worries. I could just see you in the background.
Sorry. My apologies.
So, Paul, we're really enjoying what you're giving us, and you know, Mona and I know each other, and we know various other links of the people that are here. We're actually setting up an irrevocable 80-year trust for a community, and would like to have this, you know, security in the meantime. And obviously we're supplying our own food and sorting ourselves out in the meantime with the rest of it. So we know that there's going to be food shortages. We know there's going to be, you know, stupidness in cities. Fortunately, we live in the country, and that's the decision we've all made. So, but your help would be greatly appreciated. I normally run a meeting tonight, but I dropped it because Mona put this one up, and I just felt it was probably well worth us coming and joining you. So thank you very much for your time, and the information you're giving is absolutely beautiful. Thank you very much, brother.
Thanks, Timur. Yeah, I just need help. I lost my job. I sold $12 million worth of dong. I can stay alive, and that's all. I'm not scamming anybody. It's just to help me get stay afloat. You know what I mean?
And, thank you.
Everything's free. Yeah, absolutely. All my documents are free. Like every single document you see is for free. Like other people, I've been in other Zoom meetings. They want paid per document. And
I know. I've never charged for anything, and the people I've dealt with have started.
Yeah, I'm talking about other people.
The people who have started charging, I felt quite upset with them, to be honest, because I feel this movement needs to have a big boost. It needs people like you to move things forward. So thank you very much for your time and efforts. And is that what's that one you've got on the screen at the moment?
That's exactly
not negotiable acceptable value. So that's for a bill, is it? Immediately,
Yeah, yeah.
change 1909, payable to the order of satisfaction. Yeah, I mean, there's been no money since 1815 England technically, and 1871 in America. They took the gold away from the backing of money in 1933, and so I'm well aware of that. Unfortunately, we've got so many criminals out there working for the system. It's how you explain to them and how you stop them when they've already got something on you through a banking court, whether it be Supreme Court, County Court, Magistrates Court, whatever. So I mean, any example of that would be useful.
Yes, what I'm offering is I'm just going to teach people 6 hours a week, and that's for 4 weeks in a row for $50, and you get my books and you get all my paperwork. That's it, $50. And these people charge $2,000 a night to come and sit down and.
Oh, mate,
so in 5 weeks' time, so in 5 weeks' time, you'll be paying all your electricity bills, your rego, everything in 5 weeks' time, which is only still $50.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, it's beautiful, Paul. Thank you very much.
I'll spend 30. I can give it all for free, but then I'm sitting on my couch going, well, I'm still fucking broke.
Hey, mate, there's always a meal for you down in country Victoria.
Oh, thank you. So if you spend $50 on me, I've got your electricity paid off for the rest of your life, and all your rego and every single bill. But that's in the second week, so it costs you 100. I was going to sell the books for $50 each. But I've just said, no, I'm giving you my books I've written.
I mean, what I'm particularly interested in is your mortgage paperwork. So if I can speak to you about that at some point, that'd be really useful. And that's just me personally. I'm in an interesting situation at the moment where I've been playing with it for about 4 years, and it's sort of coming to a head. So a paper process would be very useful at the moment.
Yeah, it's only 3 letters.
Yeah, appreciate that. All right, mate. Well, thank you. I'll let you carry on explaining what you've got, and much appreciated.
Just email me at uccboy at protonmail.com.
What was the address? Sorry, UCC
boy.
What was the word? Boy.
Protonmail.
What was the word?
B-O-Y.
Oh, V-O.
UCC boy.
V-O-Y.
B for Bravo. Yeah.
Oh, boy. B-O-Y.
Protonmail.com.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no worries. Well, you'll see mine come up as Andy Ansu.
Yep, no worries, mate.
Catch you
yeah,
soon.
because I'm just trying to help people. So, all right.
No, and same here. I mean, that's why we're building an irrevocable trust, the 80-year trust. That's why we're doing 100 trusts underneath it, so we can protect the local community. That's why we're building a PMA, because we know the government's a PMA, and this is just the backing we need to be able to protect all those people that come into that trust and that PMA.
Yeah, exactly.
Right,
I've got the knowledge and I've got the paperwork.
Yeah, no, that's beautiful.
Well,
I've already.
Can I share your number? Or do you want to put up your email address or your contact details? Because
I'll put up my email address.
put up your email. It's safe. Like I know and I trust all the men and women who are in this Zoom tonight so far.
Yeah.
So because a couple of men and women would like to get in contact with you. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you can put down your email address, that would be fantastic. So they can get in contact with you. Yeah,
no worries at all.
Thanks, Bob.
You're welcome. It's just knowledge. Knowledge is power, and
It's time. It's time to sit down and do something, Paul. I mean, at the end of the day, And at the end of the day, if you're one of these people that can sit in front of a computer and watch things and take things in quickly, then you have a brain that maybe does that. And some people have a brain that fix shit. Some people have a brain that care for people. Some people have a brain that you know, they have a holistic healing. You know, I mean, I had a woman here that stayed with the caravan. I fixed it up for her. I charged her next to nothing. But she was a holistic chiropractor where she hardly touched you, but I felt like a connection in my spine, which was beautiful. And it's something she had that I've never met anybody that does that before. It was really good.
Yeah, I've researched. That's all I've done. I didn't have a marriage or children. I just fell in love with the internet, and so 30 years later, I'm still in love with the internet. Well, you can't, not so much now. They've burnt all the good internet sites, but it's time to share my knowledge, because it's, you know, these two sheriffs, they've got away with $44,000 and they're not teaching anyone. So, you know, what's the point in being a sheriff if you can't help people? So, all right. Yeah, that's my email address, ostf.org. I've got the UCC boy as well at protonmail.com.
Yeah, no
and
Which email is yours?
the one on there's fine. OSTF.org.
OSTF.org.
And I've got UCC boy. Yeah, or UCC boy at protonmail.com.
UCC boy?
Yep, as well.
Proton Mail?
Yep.
Thanks, Paul. Much appreciated. Your work is beautiful.
Paul. Thank you. Yeah.
And how did you find this guy, Mona? How did you find him?
Common law meeting last year or 1.5 years ago, I can't remember, because anytime I go up to Queensland, I go to Gold Coast Common Law Common Law meeting where Dottie used to run it. She finished last year. And that's how I met. He just was meant to sitting next to me, and he started explaining all of this stuff. And like, oh my God.
and then you went and sat with Zoe, and she woke you up again, phone to one side, and then you went, okay, connection.
No, it's basically what's happened. So I had a Hungarian couple find me on Facebook. So they come and see me a couple of months ago. And I told them, please go to this common law meeting, you know, like every weekend in Gold Coast. So they go down and they met with Paul, and they keep saying, do you know Ramona? Because, you know, that's my real name, right? Ramona. I said, no, I don't know. But they was give like, you know, it's like, I know Mona. Anyway, they ended up like, yeah, that's the same. So that's how they met. And when I was up in Queensland now, my friend turns around, you must know Paul. And I'm like, which Paul? I said, you know, he's go to Commonwealth. Yes, I know him. I was like, then I called him, like, let's catch up in Byron. So, yeah, and we just like, oh, no, I want you to come on the Zoom, you know, come on the Zoom, because that would be great. So,
beautiful.
He got so much. He came with a big box of documents. Like, we had a meeting with Zosha's place, and she's doing the reclaim security.
Yeah, which is
she's into this one now, like, and this is my next.
I put her onto that a few months ago. And I think I spoke to you about it as well, but she's really gone. I haven't the ability
so close.
You've got to research. I just haven't the time, because I love helping people. So I don't have the time like you guys do. And to be able to come off the back of you after I've found something and handed it on is really cool.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, it's amazing. It's just knowledge, you know. I slept on this for 10 years. I didn't research it for 10 years until I found the sheriffs. And then he kept running around the house saying A4V, A4V. He doesn't pay electricity. And I said to him on the third day, mate, what's A4V? And he said, accepted for value. I just tripped. I went and opened up my computer, and there's 50 documents accepting for value. And from that moment onwards, well, I'm here now. And so I've helped my housemate pay all her bills for 10 months, and I don't have bills, so I'm just giving the message. So,
yeah, beautiful, mate. Thank you very much for your time. Much appreciated.
And you're welcome. And the other two sheriffs, they got away with $44,000 between them. So I'm anti-banker. I want to fuck the system on our way, not their way. You see, so if I can help more people wake up with money, because money talks, then So
Well, no,
I just-
there is no money. That's the point.
Sorry?
There is no money.
Yeah, no,
Money
but-
is gold,
yeah,
silver.
yeah, I know.
You know,
Yeah, I know. But
our wealth is our signature.
Yeah, you missed my point. Money talks, and people think it is money. So I'm telling them they don't need it. So you know?
Yeah, true.
So,
Beautiful. Thanks, mate. Much appreciated.
all
Beautiful.
right, yeah, just give us an email, guys. Preferably at UCC Boy, but either one will work. Just say you're from this meeting tonight, and yeah, I just need help because I lost my job giving a meeting at my place on the Gold Coast because I took too much time off work and shit. But the best thing ever happened because you're stuck in a job, you can't do this shit. So, all right, I'm gonna. I'll give you a call tomorrow, Ramona. Or... You there, Ramona?
Yes, I am. Yep. If
Oh,
anyone's
I'll
got
give-
some more question, you can ask Paul.
Yeah, any
Otherwise,
more
I'm
questions?
gonna let him to go.
Because it's so easy once you understand it. That's all. How I get back to the microprint, right? The microprint is exactly what they do to us. All rights reserved under your signature takes your signature away from you. So when you write a document, sign a document, all rights reserved, you don't have to pay anything on that document. You don't have to go to court. Like I've got so much to teach you guys. It's not funny, and I love it because it's real. And so, yeah, it's mind blowing. But I don't want to make it too heavy. I just want to dribble feed you. You see. So, but tonight I have to show you what. Tonight I have to show you what.
Paul, I've got a question for you. What night are your Zooms?
Well, at the moment I'm pretty free. Like so, Tuesday night.
Oh yeah.
Tuesday night, 7 o'clock.
I see that Mona does a few Zooms regularly as well.
Okay.
Is there?
I can do it on her or...
Yeah, I mean, maybe you could go on to the end of
it's got
hers.
to be my Zoom.
Yeah,
I've got
okay, so you do it, yeah. But
yeah,
I mean, I'm just
can't
saying,
help
well,
Yeah.
if it didn't, if it wasn't at the same time, that'd be good.
Well, Monday night I'm pretty flexible at the moment, so
Oh yeah,
I
Yeah.
didn't mean going, but they were too far asleep, those people, and so I'm still running. I've got the Zoom number ready to give out. Whoever emails me, and we can organise a meeting from there. So,
yeah, nice one.
Yeah, so I got an offer to go to Nimbin for a month to go there and stay there, so I can still do Zoom meetings from there. And I'm making the website, so that's going to be available soon. The website's going to be massive, and it's called mykindoffreedom.com.au, but it's not up yet. It's still in the process. So.
Oh yeah. Are you familiar with the LIP, Living in Private, on Telegram?
No, I don't do Telegram.
They're pretty good. They're pretty interesting group from, I think that was started, it's mainly a lot of Michael Schultz's work. I think he was one of the main founders. And the people at the Common Law Assembly of Western Sydney are very, very active, and they're really, they've got a great chemistry. I've been out there 3 times, and I'm going again next Tuesday night to a meeting about the ATO and a few things. It's an extraordinary resource to have it on Telegram, because it's easy to look at all of the documents in their how they've mapped it out. Anyway, I just thought I'd mention that, just in case you or anyone else wants to join that. So,
I am in Telegram, but it's just overwhelming. I'm like 200 groups, and I didn't join any of them.
Fair enough.
It's good living in private, is it?
Yeah, well, the thing is, you've actually got to be invited to it from someone else.
Okay.
So yeah, we could set that up, and it should be straightforward.
Because I'm on there as my name. It's not my photo; it's a comedian's photo. But way funnier than me.
we'll get it done in time. And because I think I might have seen actually your document in there on one of the groups. It looks familiar to me. Or one of the documents.
I was in a meeting group the other night, and they were attacking me, and it wasn't much fun. So I just like, really, and
right.
You know, trying to wake people up. It's too late to wake people up. You know, either you're fucking onto it or you stay back to sleep. You know, because shit's going down as we talk. And
there's lots of different levels of awareness of, you know, there's so much complexity in what's going on. But yeah, I mean, look, this is one of them. And if I guess we want to be proactive of how we, take our power back from how amazingly it's been taken away from us. Like a lot of people don't even know that they give away their power, but you know, they're getting it.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I was saying about the signature. That's the crux of it all, and that's the golden goose is the signature. So I learnt this 2 weeks ago, and I vaguely remember about 20 years ago, you put your first name, you put a dot, a full stop, that breaks the contract between your second name and your third name, your last name. So all they've got is your second name and your last name. That person doesn't exist. You put a full stop after your first name, it breaks your Christian bond. They cannot connect Paul Robert. All they're looking for is Robert Barrett. And that's exactly like writing VC.C or all rights reserved or under duress. Putting a single dot between your first and second name kills the contract. So it's like, oh my God, how simple is that?
Yeah, so much to learn.
Yeah, because a sentence is what they do in a courtroom. A sentence, you know, the spelling is cast a spell over the language. So it's deep.
And it seems people have so much more success with the paperwork rather than actually when they do go into court to try and do something.
Absolutely. Yeah. So you come to my Zoom meeting and I'll show you what I did. I smashed these guys. I'll show you right now. I sent 61 affidavits to these people, point for point, when I was arrested as a sheriff. And might be even in here, actually sent courthouse. Oh, I did this the other day. I've been a bit active. This letter was sent out to arrest 3 High Court judges back in 2014 for impersonating a judge in human rights. So I sent it out again as a common law public official. Put that there, sorry. And so doing that was like, fuck them. Because I sent it to President Trump, I sent it to the Department of Justice, and I sent it to the police commissioner and to arrest the judges. And because you can. And so that's what I do. I'm an activist first. And if I can do stuff, I'll show you what else I did. We're not recording this still, are we? I hope not. Anyway, because what I do, it's because that's what I've got now. This is the highest law in the world, in the Commonwealth. So they can't touch somebody outside of the. So what I did was I sent them letters because I got arrested as a sheriff, and so I retaliated by my files a bit. But I sent 61 letters convicting them as guilty by proxy. This one here, I sent this letter to the cop as a sheriff saying, in commerce, truth is sovereign. So I was traveling, intercepted. So I charged him a lot of money which is the wrong price here. This is an old one. I had to edit it, but that's what you can do if you have knowledge. You see, and they didn't like what I did, so it's the same one. But I literally cost me $1,000 to do it, and because they're guilty of impersonating the law, you see. So still an old one, but I was going to send them to. I did them. Oh, this is
Yeah.
the appendix. Oh, this is it.
It's super interesting.
I sent some evil stuff tomorrow. But that's the law. That's what I'm saying. I beat them with the law, and that's their legal system going under the truck with the law. Because what we're doing is commerce. We're not using any legal. We're using commerce, which is the law. And so, and that's what I'm saying. This is the 12 presumptions of the court. You used every paperwork we've got against them. And so when the first Zoom meeting we have, all your protection documents to be presented and sent an email straight away to you. So you get all your protection documents first, and that's the first week of going through those documents. Make sure you've crossed your I's, dotted your T's. Right, first one, but got your thumbprints in the right spots, because I'm just showing you what I've already done. This is, I destroyed them because of what this is. I was serving these to the police stations when they got convicted in common law courts. I served the police station at Woodrington, went to Roma Street, and we literally, remember that last year, or the year before? So this is what I do.
Legend.
I see stuff when I do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now I'm doing this because I know it, and it's true. You see what I mean? You see, the ATO is not a legal entity. This is the High Court thing. This is actual court case right here, claiming that you don't have to pay tax. So you do if you're a slave. You're a slave if you don't know where you stand. So, this is the appendix I sent to Morrison, which is, see, that's the ABN of the police force. Why do the police force have an ABN? Why are they a business? You got to ask these questions to yourself, and ask yourself, why are you obeying somebody called Kmart? That's exactly who they are. This is what I was doing, serving this to seize and arrest these people. Kim Beazley and stuff. So, we're nearly going under the bus now. So so we're doing this 2 years ago, but that's what I'm about. So I'm here to teach you guys, and So, and this is how you do your UCC filings. This is the actual end of the game. How you send it to this bloke. This is all my work of knowledge. You get your world passport.
Oh yeah, that was going to be another one of my questions. What to do for a passport?
Yeah. So you get one of these. They send you a passport size wallet thing and a passport book thing, and so you got your standing, with your paperwork. Your paperwork's everything is paperwork, and that's what I'm about. As you can see, I've got a lot of paperwork, and it's fun. This is the Corporation of Australia listed as a company. See why are they listed as a company? This is the actual documents from the courts. The filings from the government. So I know my stuff. It's fun and scary and sad, but once you know it, you can do stuff. It's not
do you know anyone? Do you know anyone who's used their world passport?
No, it's been around for 30 years. It's not a matter of knowing who. I've already done unlicensed, unregistered. I was on the phone to Auntie Ivy.
Yeah. I'm talking about traveling to other places in the world.
Internationally.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, you've got your paperwork. They can't stop you. See, I'm a CPO. I got that assigned by a notary, and that's at every embassy around the world. Your paperwork. You know what you're doing. You see, if you don't know your paperwork, you go under a bus. So that's what I'm here to teach people. So end of the day, it's all lies. One lie is too much, and that's what I said 25, 30 years ago. One lie is too much. And this is the proof, you know, this is all securities. We're all securities. And our birth certificates are it. You know, this is all the Phoenician spells, you know, the phonics of how literally the language, they can interchange language words. And so they get you every time, every corner. Going to the court, you're contracting. Arguing, you're contracting. Being silent, you're contracting. You know, you just got to know how not to contract. And I'll contract on your terms, you see, because you don't own it if you don't know it. So. But that's what I'm about. I was just showing you what I've done a bit. And this is else what I you know, this is dangerous stuff. I gave him this in the affidavit. This is the pedophile pages. You know, this is Hansard. But I thought about doing just cops because, yeah, the cops. But no, they just knocked me off. So I just did all the CEOs.
Yeah,
all
look.
the CEOs.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, that's pretty thoughtful. I mean, look, the police, obviously, not just New South Wales and Queensland and every other state, and in fact all of them, and the AFP are all foreign registered companies, which is treason. Now,
right. And then that's why they've.
I mean, a lot of them aren't that bloody. A lot of them probably don't even know that. Maybe some of them do. Maybe they're cluing on. I don't know. But I've always tried to be nice to them because, you know, I live in the city and there's more of them if I, you know, ever need them or whatever. And, you know, when I'm sort of, well, I was actually probably, I think I was the first guy to give them the graphene report that proved the graphene oxide in the injections. And, you know, it was a pretty trying time because they'd all been shot up and some of them were trying to say, but I thought graphene oxide was a good thing and, you know, all this sort of thing. But look, I think there should be in the future a police force of some sort. But there's, you know, it's got to be well, I don't know if the word's Australian. Well, you know, it's got to be of this land, not registered as a foreign corporation.
Yeah, we just got to get back to basics. Little House on the Prairie had no government, you see, and that's the people taking control of themselves, and that's what the private world is. Once you've done the UCC filing statement, you're stateless. You see, the filthy rich. This is the exact document I sent: 932 million pounds sterling silver, and so these are actually law. Because I said this correctly, they actually literally owe me this money. So once I put them, because I got it sealed by a judge, I sent it by registered mail. As I said, registered mail is the clerk of the court. I sent this by the clerk of the court, registered mail, with this judge's seal, and he didn't rebuttal. He had 14 days to point-to-point rebuttal, right? He didn't rebuttal. I got it notarized, and so that now stands true in law and legal because of I did it 61 times to all these people. These are half of them, and they're all CEOs and politicians and stuff, and they're all interstate, and so that's the law, and that's what I'm using. We're using the law against them every single time. You don't need a gun; you need a piece of paper and a typewriter or a computer. So, but yeah, so all these people now owe me this money. I just have to finish the process with exactly what I'm explaining tonight. The UCC filing statement. They're already in my paperwork. All these documents have already been typed up. I've just got to get a birth certificate, and then I can bring them all down because they're backed by this, exactly this, because of that ABN. That's how I got them. They've all got ABN. They all go down together. And the Anastasia, you know, all these people got a letter from me. And because I could, and I did. I didn't do it correctly, but now in hindsight, I should have had all numbers down the side and stuff. But they stood true in law because he didn't rebuttal. And I put this maximum of law. That's what made it stick. Without that maximum of law, it's nothing. So you have to have a fee schedule, a maximum of law. And with this, me being a sheriff in standing, I didn't have to give them 3 chances to send them to it. Because if you claim somebody's got a wrong of you, you've got to send the letter 3 times. And after the 3rd time is a tactic agreement. And that's what I was explaining about the bank letters. The bank letters get sent 3 days apart. No, sorry, 3 times, 10 days apart. And on the 3rd time, they're in default on your agreement because silence is no excuse to the law. And that's exactly how this worked. I gave him, the first cop, 14 days. All these were guilty by proxy, but because they using this service to resolve their problems. So I resolved my problems by sending these letters out to them. And this is still true in law because I just need to finalise them. And that's going through the UCC financing statement. So that's a full circle, if you know what I mean. I was wrong. I was giving him time to counteract the wrong. He didn't counteract it. Now I have to just go through, put it exactly into the UCC financing statement, which I'll bring it up. And yeah, and it's not hard. It's just hard to understand. That's all. And that's why I'm here, just to hold you, guide you, and you can talk to your housemate. She's going fine. Yeah? And she'll never have to pay electricity. She doesn't pay electricity because she's got solar, but she doesn't pay rego. She's not paying any rates. She's
Oh, you've got one
And
for Dom
so-
Perrottet. I saw it up the top.
Sorry, mate.
You've got one for Dom Perrottet.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah,
just
he's-
picked them randomly.
Oh, he's more
for that
criminal
bloke.
than you probably even know about. Oh, what a shocker. Yeah, it's the
This is like-
Yeah.
That was one of my favourite ones. The hardest bloke was Campbell Newman. Fuck, he was hard to find. But he was at the post office. I thought, screw you, you got to go to the post office someday. So here you go, Campbell. I've met him a couple of times. He's a shapeshifter, legit.
Oh, where does he
but,
come from? In
Campbell
Canberra?
Newman.
Yeah. Where does he?
Oh, he tried to be premier here. Remember, just recently. He tried to be premier of Queensland again, just recently.
Oh, he's a Queenslander, right?
Not
Okay.
bad.
Wow.
Yeah, he was the Lord, not Lord Mayor. Who was he? Was he Lord Mayor of Queensland? No, Brisbane. Yeah, he was the Lord Mayor of Brisbane. Remember? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but he got rid of the bikies. Yeah. So I've got a lot of information, and it's just sitting dead in my computer. Not dead, but you know what I mean. You know, this is exactly how you get rid of your home loans with this book here. You know, so.
Oh, right. Yeah, I've actually paid off my home, and that's all good. But I'm thinking if ever I was to use it, I'll go and upgrade my home, take out a bit of a mortgage, and then use it.
Yeah. So these are the documents you go through first. So you get the ones that you need. This one here will stop any speeding fine you ever get on the side of the road. You send this with the ticket.
Got
This is
another
written
Zoom
by-
running.
Have you?
Charles, are you still
Yeah,
here?
yeah. Sorry, I'm just chatting away. Mona.
Charles.
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah. So
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
Are you traveling in? Yeah, anyway. Probably I shouldn't talk to you here. Sorry.
No.
I'm gonna
it's fine.
private message you. My apology.
All good.
No, I'm just gonna private message you if you know anyone's traveling up north. Yeah.
No, I don't.
No. Anyone knows anyone from Sydney traveling up north?
No.
prepared to travel in an emergency situation.
Emergency situation. Oh, yes, that's right. Emergency situation is anyone able to travel up north.
How big's the emergency?
How big is emergency? It's pretty emergency. Well, we're talking about what is it? Tambors. We can talk about Tambors. We can talk about Big Banana. Yeah, sorry guys to interfering with this one, but yeah, it's a little bit emergency, like pretty much 48 hours, 72 hours.
All right, I'll put it in the back of my mind, but we'll be in touch.
Yeah, if you know actually anyone, that would be great. I'm gonna make phone calls tomorrow because my brain is flogged. It's just too many things happened today, and I'm
All
trying
good.
to process it. Sorry.
Yeah, no, this is great, Mona. Thanks. Thanks, Paul.
Section
Yeah,
207,
if anyone
emergency.
else
That's
has any,
slavery. Slavery. Sorry.
if anyone else has any questions, feel free to jump in. I know
I'll let you go.
been
Okay, I'll
asking
let you
lots
go,
of
guys. Just
questions.
keep going. Sorry, it was just some important stuff that I wanted to ask you. So keep going, Paul. My apology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty much done. But this letter here, it came from Australia First Party. I put this letter together, and any ticket on the side of the highway, you send it back to the Transport Department for a review section, and it goes into review, and the policeman has to pay his side of the ticket. The ticket goes into review. You don't lose your points, and you don't lose your money, and so you believe it was unfairly issued because they have an ABN. Why should they have an ABN? Well, we let them have an ABN, you see. At the end of the day, you can pay with the fiat currency, because fiat currency means it's nothing. It's based on gold, which is our gold, you know what I mean? So that's how you pay your bills, based on your gold, your signature, your Centrelink number is gold. And so I'll just take you through the process. And if you scratch my back along the way, I'm even happier because I've done a lot of research, and this bloke's should have scrubbed his name. I did the other ones, but this is in Australia. This guy's put this together, and you send it with the letter claiming that you owe the money. You don't owe them a cent. It's all prepaid. The letter's in here somewhere. Here it is here. This is the letter that goes with it. There's several letters, it's not, once you know it, you know it. So this is a letter claiming that they have the bank Gyro credits promissory note. So they zero out the account, It's all a matter of paper you play. Any more question, guys? I'm about to head home, go.
Yeah, no worries. I'll just ask one more question, and that is like it's really great that these letters are there to defend our rights from this corporation who have done this to us. Are you at the point now where they say, I don't know, look, let's take an example, Gladys Berejiklian, for example, what she's done and is so much criminality. It's actually murder, mass murder, to force these things on people. Is there any possibility of attack, to go after these people? Other
you
than,
do.
Yeah.
You do. See, what I did was I attacked them on the back of something. They attacked the straw man, you see. So I attacked them, but I had a position of status with that common law sheriff, you see. I was elected as a public official. With us, as in the public, you need to attack them in the private, which it's the same way, but you have to attack them 3 separate times. So you give them 3 opportunities to ignore the fact that they're killing people with jabs or whatever. So you make an affidavit of truth. I worked it through the process. I've got one right here. And so you give them a point of reference of what they've done wrong, and then you make a point in history of what history said is wrong, and you give them a fee schedule, which means you owe society 20 million pounds, whatever, or $100 billion. So you give them that in a registered mail envelope, and so you get them to sign for it personally. So it's a personal attack on them. They can't hide behind their badge, you see, because they all have indemnity insurance to have a public official position. So you're attacking their insurance policy, okay? So you give them the time, and then you by schedule, you send it on the 10 days or 14 days. And then again, third time, they're actually liable for that money on the third time. And then you send them the acquisition by estoppel, meaning their silence is guilty, okay? If they get enough of them, they will run for the hills. And as I was saying, the registered mail, that's the clerk of the court delivering that letter. And that's the power of the mail. Like, no joke, you used to be able to mail your children to England back in the early 1900s. There was photos of children sitting on the dock, disheveled as crap, standing next to the Postmaster General going, fuck, this is a long voyage. And so that's the power of the mail. So you use against them, and that's what I did for that one I did last week. You know, those 3 high court judges sitting there going, piss off. But that was a high court judge convicting them back in 2014. And I just thought, why not? I'll get up their nostrils a bit. And, you know, they haven't come under too much duress by me, but hey, why not? But,
Yeah.
Okay, guys, any more questions?
No, great stuff. Thanks so much. And yeah.
Yeah, so tomorrow, if you email me, I'll email you all these protection documents. So you get those done first in the next week, and then the next week will be teaching you the history of it. So it'll be 3 weeks before you get a document to actually write, because you got to know what you're doing. And then on the 4th week, you get to do the A4B. So you need to learn what you know, the language. You got to know what you're doing. Because my housemate gets scared when they send letters back and said, no, they're doing their job. They're stupid. Don't be scared. They're doing their job. And they go away. You see? So once you've done the UCC financing statement done, they stop sending you bills forever, because you nominate them as the debtor against your straw man forever. And you nominate yourself as the secured party over the straw man. And that's what it's all about. I'm not going to do hokey pokey. Yeah, that's what the mate's done up the road. He's done the UCC financing statement, but he didn't have all my documents, you see. And so my documents are, well, I can sell those UCC financing statements for millions and millions of dollars if we've got millions of dollars to lose. But they're all for free, but they're down the track, because you can't understand the little stuff. You've got to grow to the bigger stuff, you know what I mean? So, and that's all the documents I showed you. There's lots of them. So, all right, I'm going. Anybody else like to talk or chat?
Matt, thank you very much. Much appreciated.
You're welcome. Yeah. So yeah, it's just got to understand where we're coming from. You know what I mean?
I mean, we're doing a UCC at the moment, so we probably won't get that far down your course, but much appreciated. There's other things on there that would be interesting.
Absolutely, yeah, because if you can pay your bills now while you can, you're already clean when you get the UCC. You know what I mean? Because with the UCC, you've got to see if you've got a clean name. Got to do UCC 3, 4 first. See if you've got a clear title over your name, and if you haven't, you've got to clear your title. And that's where these debt books help, and A4Bs and that sort of stuff. They clear your titles.
Yeah, right.
But, right then, no worries.
Thank you.
I'll talk to you in email. No worries. Enjoy. See you, Mona.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank
Bye. No problems. See you, Mona.
Thanks, Paul. Good stuff.
No problems. Have fun, Neil. Take care.
No worries. You too.
Yeah. Bye.
See you, mate.
See ya.